Good afternoon, colleagues. Today, here in St. Petersburg, the historical sea capital of Russia, the Baltic states, we will discuss issues related to the strengthening and development of the Navy. We will define a number of priority tasks for the future. Of course, we will look from all sides at the development of shipbuilding in the broadest sense of the word. I would like to note that we are paying serious and constant attention to the improvement of the Navy. Just recently, as you know, at the end of March, a new multi-purpose submarine, the Perm, was launched into the water in Severodvinsk. Then we also discussed many important issues of the Navy's development, the social well-being of sailors and their families, as well as the renewal of naval bases and the infrastructure of military towns, which is particularly relevant for our Arctic territories. I would like to reiterate that the Navy has played an important role in ensuring the defense and security of Russia, in the defense of its national interests in the world ocean. Today, and in the future, our ships should be able to effectively solve the entire range of tasks posed to them. In recent years, we have been implementing a large-scale program of modernization of the Navy. At the Russian shipyards from Kaliningrad to Vladivostok, we are mass-producing submarines and new underwater launch vehicles, including the latest Borai-A and Yasin-M projects. Significant funds are being allocated for these purposes. Over the past 5 years, 49 ships of various classes have been built, and from 2020 to 2024, the Navy has 4 strategic Borai-A submarines and 4 multi-purpose Yasin-M submarines. At the same time, it is obvious that the dynamics of the changing world situation, the emergence of new challenges and threats, including in the maritime sector, the rapid technological and digital revolution, the robotization and the widespread introduction of unmanned systems, all require the formation of a new form of war in the Navy. In this regard, it is important to determine the future characteristics of the balanced composition of the Navy, to assess the scientific and production potential of the design and construction of new ships and vessels. At the same time, I think it is necessary to emphasize that it is important to systematically and consistently develop all components of the Navy, including the submarines and submarines of the ships, the naval aviation, coastal missile and artillery troops, as well as the means of supply. Undoubtedly, one of the priority tasks is to strengthen the domestic Navy in its key segment of strategic nuclear forces, which serve as the most important guarantee of Russia's security and the preservation of global balance. In this regard, I would like to note that the share of modern examples of weapons and equipment in naval strategic nuclear forces is already 100% in Russia. I would like to emphasize that this figure should be maintained in the future. At the same time, we should continue to increase the production of modern ships of various classes. They should be equipped with advanced equipment, including high-precision and hypersonic weapons, be robotic and complex, have new control systems, reconnaissance, communications, radio location, hydroacoustics, and navigation. I have already mentioned the Perm, which was launched on the water on March 27th of this year. It is a multi-purpose submarine. It became the first submarine to be equipped with hypersonic cruise missiles, Zircon. However, this already reminds us of some elements of strategic nuclear forces. What is the range of Zircon? Zircon has a range of 1,000 nautical miles. 1,000 nautical miles. It also has a speed of 10 knots. This is a weapon that can carry out strategic tasks. At the same time, the basis of the program for the training of military sailors should be a modern strategy and tactics for conducting hostilities, including taking into account the experience of special military operations. I would like to note that in the coming decade, the construction of new ships and ships of the Navy will cost 8.4 trillion rubles. These funds should be taken into account when forming the state arms program. We had a separate meeting with the Minister of Finance. This is a matter of principle. These funds are provided, but this will depend on the program for the development of the Navy. We will discuss this today. At the same time, it is necessary to objectively assess the capabilities of shipbuilding, instrument building, tank building, and other related industries, and to carry out all the instructions that were given earlier in full, including the results of the meeting on the development of shipbuilding held on June 26 last year. Special attention, as we have agreed, should be paid to the regulation of the cost of shipbuilding and the development of the production of Russian components and equipment. A separate fundamental issue for the qualitative development of the Navy today and in the future is the development and production of domestic unmanned aircraft, air-based, ship-based systems, and naval robotics complexes, as well as mass production of unmanned submarines and submarines. At the same time, all these systems operating in the air, underwater, and on the sea surface should be closely integrated into a single reconnaissance and strike circuit, which is connected with our satellite group. I repeat, such advanced technological solutions, a balanced development of the Navy in all strategic areas, will allow us to effectively address the tasks in the field of security, defense, protection of our interests in the world ocean, and in terms of global geopolitical and technological changes. Let us begin.